And welcome to another Do As We Do Live. Today, Saturday, November the 12th. I'm that Kimberly, or as my mom calls me, Kimberly Scott. And I am here to give you a Do As We Do update on the pickleball tournament, as well as the giveaway, our second annual caregiver self giveaway, and just talk a little bit about some wellness things that I've been doing for my mom and myself. But before we do that, I just want to thank everybody wherever you're watching us today, whether it's on the as folks say, the kids say, or it is Facebook, um, Twitter, and YouTube. I thank you for joining us. And so let's jump into it. We had a super great event over the weekend. I don't know if you can see. Ooh, yeah, that works. Like maybe I can play it over here too. So we did this great pickleball tournament. Let me stop that. Stop sharing. Yeah, we did a great pickleball tournament that was hosted by Caprock El Paso. Shout out to them, and Pickleball El Paso. And we had great partnerships and or sponsors, if you will, thanks to apartments.com and PMY Pump mobile pump services to put together this pickleball tournament that basically in probably 5 weeks we put together, and the registration sold out in 2 weeks, and we had a great turnout. We raised more money for the second annual giveaway, so it added to the pot of our annual dollars, which I think year to date, don't quote me on this, but year to date, we have raised probably about $12,000 and given that money away to family caregivers that need a little bit of self-care. 100% of the money that we raise goes to the family caregivers, because our mission here is to, as we educate and we help family caregivers with self-care, we also preach, I don't want to say preach, we also make the conversation of family caregiving important and easy by just talking about it. So that way, family caregiving doesn't become this rite of passage for future caregivers, because nobody's ever prepared when you're thrown into this. So if you learn more about all things Do As We Do, as well as connect with us wherever you want to connect, you can hear, you can see this below, or you can go into our bio as well. There's the links there as well. So yeah, we had a great tournament, and I couldn't be happier with the outcome. Let me see if this video will play on the my end. If you can't hear it, or it doesn't come up, you can go that Kimberly's TikTok page, mine, and see the video. It's a little mini recap that really was, a lot of fun. We it was a great turnout, and I'm just very thankful for everyone that came out to support us. So we are looking forward to doing it again, and yeah, in the near future, definitely making it a annual thing here in El Paso, as well as all over Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, and possibly Chicago with Kristen Graham's hoping. Thank you, Amanda, for joining us this morning. So we had this amazing tournament, and the money that we raised goes to the help in the little pot of the annual giveaway. So we had 52 applicants, which we're super grateful for. Yes, Amanda, Chicago, yay! Would you come out and play? Are you a pickleballer? It was it's great. It's definitely a campaign and an event we're going to do regularly to help raise money for the family caregivers that we support. So yeah, shiny penny, where to go? So yeah, so our annual giveaway is closed, but we had 52 applicants, which I'm very grateful for. I'm grateful for all the great partnerships and sponsors and everybody that helped us raise money throughout the year and up to this year to date. We've been a nonprofit 501c3 for going on 3 years now, and it is absolutely one of the most fulfilling things that I can say that I've ever done and will continue to do. And we're hoping that as we get through the applicants, that we are able to divide out the money that we have raised enough to at least on a minimum give every caregiver $250 to go do something on themselves, anywhere or as much as $400. One day I hope to give a larger amount every year or even on a quarterly basis, but we're just happy to be able to give now and not later. So thank you, Amanda. Why is your Amanda? I'm having a little tickle difficulty. Okay. Well, Amanda, it's oh yes, she's never played it. You've never played? Well, it's fun. Google it, and there's all kinds of videos on there. They say that no matter what, no matter skill level or athletic ability or inability you have, you can play pickleball. There was actually a really great report or story on HBO's Real Sports that talked about pickleball and the craze and everything that's going on, and yeah, and how LeBron James and Tom Brady, and there's another basketball player it's escaping me, that they just bought professional pickleball teams. So it's definitely a thing that all ages can play, and it's a lot of fun. You got to go check it out. And Amanda, I'm gonna be calling you out when we head to Chicago to do the pickleball tournament, because Chris is definitely down to do such a thing. So yeah, so we will be announcing the winners on all our social media live. I'm hoping to do that with Chris. I can't remember the date right about now, so I don't want to misspeak, but either way, we will put out an announcement of all the winners of our second annual self-care giveaway on all our social media channels. So just stay tuned. And with that, I want to talk a little bit about the shift in me choosing to take some of my mom's Alzheimer's meds, I guess, if you will, Namenda, I don't know if I pronounce it correctly. I recently, just about a month ago, took her off that pill because it, as it states everywhere, it doesn't cure it, doesn't bring back any of the memory. Every doctor says it stabilizes it, but after COVID, my mom really seemed to like have less and less cognitive ability, because before she was playing tennis every single day, and she was physically very healthy and active, and COVID definitely did. The isolation, not necessarily, she didn't, knock on wood, she didn't ever have COVID. So I feel very lucky that I haven't had to go through that with her, or for myself as well. But at the same time, because of the isolation, she definitely, I saw a shift in her behavior, in her mood, and everything. So thanks to Juice Market Wellness and Blue Jay Nutra, I started giving my mom this. It's CBD, and is something that helps her sleep. It helps her mood. Now that I've got her on the right schedule and the right amount, because it's baby steps when it comes to CBD or really any natural product or supplement, to figure out what it is that that works for your loved one. She's definitely aware. She's definitely in a good mood. She sleeps through the night. I feel very lucky that she doesn't try to get out or wander. She couldn't either way because I have a system, a Vivint on my on our doors, so I can watch, you know, when we have caregivers and watch when I'm away and all that other great stuff. So yeah, she doesn't wander, but the CBD is, yes, Amanda, it is absolutely amazing. And it may be for everyone, I don't know, but I do encourage people to get outside their box and try it because for me, it helps me with instead of using something like Xanax when I'm anxious, because Xanax, you know, takes your memory as well. So I felt very lucky to have, you know, the partnership with Juice Market Wellness, as well as all the folks that you see here below, that I was able to try this with my mom and for my mom, because and myself too, because it definitely helps me sleep. It helps me not feel anxious. There's a lot of great benefits to CBD. So I encourage people to do their own research, get a second opinion if you have a doctor that doesn't believe in that. Because that's what I had to do. I unfortunately, one of the doctors that my mom had seen for almost 20 plus years, when I last took my mom in almost a month and a half ago and explained how I wanted to wean her off of some of these medications that she had been on forever, and we were just taking them. She was just taking them because they, you know, I don't even know who prescribed them. So one of the drugs was a high blood pressure medicine that the doctor said that was proven to prevent heart attacks. And then when I got a second opinion and also talked to a pharmacist, they both said that there's no medication on this earth that can prevent heart attacks. So that's when I knew I needed to get a second opinion, find another doctor, and that putting her on some alternative supplements was the way to go, because what we were doing wasn't working. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents, and that's just how, you know, our journey has taken us. The other thing I started taking was lion's mane gummies. I don't know if you can see this, but, and here, let me see. You can't see. Oh, there you go. Lion's mane gummies. Sprout has a brand. There's lots of different companies that provide lion's mane. You can also, powder form. There's a powder form that I take that I like. This one you can find at most of your grocery stores. I think Walmart's starting to carry it. I don't know. But those two things for me, I also give my mom, because it's for, let me read the exact, it's memory, focus, and nerve health is what the lion's mane mushroom. And when I say mushroom, it's not your psychedelic illegal mushroom. It is a naturally grown organic mushroom that is good for your memory and focus. So I take that myself, and I give my mom some as well, because that's one less medication that I'm having to give her. It's a supplement, natural. It's from the earth. And yeah, we're seeing a lot of great progress from her taking this. I put it either in her yogurt, or sometimes, depending on if she'll drink the warm tea, I'll make green tea and mix this in with honey. So it just really makes a difference in her overall, on top of the other things we do, but her overall focus. I know her memory might not ever come back fully, but she still has these glimpses of memory that are real and present, even though we live in her world. Like I tell everybody that comes in contact with her, just go with it. Her perception is our reality, and get rid of the words remember, get rid of the words I told you already, or stop correcting, because that doesn't make anyone feel good, especially someone who's losing their cognitive ability. They already are anxious and worried because they can't remember. They know there's something wrong. You don't want to make them feel bad either. So that's something that I constantly tell others about anyone with dementia, but especially my mom. The other thing I started taking for myself was ashwagandha. Can you see that? Can you see this? Let me see if this will come back out. Oh, there we go. Ashwagandha. So this, I get it on Amazon, and I get the organic ashwagandha from, and it releases stress and boosts energy. So this is a more natural way to boost my energy. And I definitely I've been taking it for now, probably going on 3 months, if not more, and definitely seen a difference in my energy level. I also take saffron, thanks to Dr. Amen. Shout out Dr. Amen. You can find it. I think that, yes, I get this on Amazon as well. But the supplement saffron, it supports. Oh wow, I didn't even know this, that it supports appetite control. But I started taking it for mood, because I definitely wanted to, keep my mood up and not feel, when I started, if on those days that I feel bluesy, which are less and less now that I've really paid close attention to my health and my self-care, because if I'm not well, I can't take care of my mom, and she won't be well. She feels it, she senses it. It's something that that's the whole reason why Do As We Do exists, because we want family caregivers who were thrown into this to remember their self-care, and that making family caregiving a conversation and not something that is a rite of passage. We definitely want to be different. We want the next generation of family caregivers to thrive and not be put in the same situations that many of us have been put in. Me, explicitly, when 12 years ago, when I discovered that my mom had dementia, which back then, if I knew what I knew back then, what I know now, I never say that correctly, I definitely would have not listened to her general practitioner doctor, unfortunately, who one said that he wouldn't recommend any neurologist in El Paso. So I just took this guy's, hit the doctor's word for it. And but now what I've learned is that depression is a symptom of 100 other diseases, and it can also look different. And Dr. Amen explained that there's something called pseudo dementia that is caused by depression. So it is memory loss, cognitive decline, but you can come back from that through eating, through your diet, not diet, but eating from what you ate, getting rid of processed foods and sugars and all those awful other things that we put in our bodies, and exercise, 8 hours of sleep, which I started taking this magnesium to help me sleep as well, along with melatonin. Can you see that right there? And CBD. So again, just so in case anybody who missed that last one, those alternatives, instead of taking some sort of sleep pill, was something I really wanted to make sure that I did, because if I'm not caring for myself, then I won't be able to care for my mom. And I won't be able to maintain and do all the things that I'm used to doing that keeps myself, my being, my energy, everything going, if I'm not being intentional about my health and my mental wellness, all of it. Probably didn't say that right, but you guys know what I mean. So I want to, yes, Amanda, I failed on my self-care and ended up, oh, wow. Amanda, I've been there. That's I've actually done a live on mine too, but you didn't fail. You had a little blip. And for anyone who has those blips, just know it's normal. We're not perfect. We're just human, right? And I'm happy that you're out, and that that you realize that you had that blip, and that you're getting back on that horse. And if you're not, you need to be, Amanda. And any other caregiver out there that's watching that feels like they have failed or they are failing, just start over again, and that means in that moment, or if you need a whole day to recuperate and it's the next day, just start it again. If you need a little bit of help, please reach out to us, reach out to me. And because we're here, that's what we're here for, to help the family caregivers understand that they're not alone, and that self-care is important, and that, family caregiving should not be a rite of passage. Family caregiving needs to be talked about in advance for your loved one, because look it up. There are stats out there that, especially this one comes from Dr. Joanne Lynn. She says everyone will need a minimum of 2 years of care leaving this world. She gave the stat that 1% of the world will be prepared, will have the money to afford caregiving, and then there'll be a percentage of the world that will be able to qualify for things like Medicaid aid, right? But everybody in the middle, which is me, you, and just about everybody else, is doesn't qualify for anything because of the way our laws were written. That's a whole other conversation that needs to happen, and things need to start changing. But it is something that we should be talking about. We should be talking about what we want done if we can no longer care for ourselves, and we live, and we're living. That's why this sign over here that you say, that's why our motto is, it's not about if you die, it's about if you live. Have you had that conversation with your loved one about what you want done, about where you want to go? If you have the money, where do you want to go? If you want to stay in your home, what does that look like? And who's going to be caring for you? Is it going to be your, or are they going to hire someone? All that should be talked about far before there is ever any worry about them needing the care. And it is something that it is very important. I had so many people reach out to me and say it seemed very serendipitous last week, before and during the pickleball tournament, that if Do As We Do had been around back when their parent, they had been caring for their parent, they wouldn't have had such family arguing. They wouldn't have been in so much, disarray. They would definitely have been more prepared. They would have all these things. And so that's why I know that Do As We Do is on the right track, and that and that's where that saying comes from, is, or I should say, the name of our foundation comes from, because my mom always, who cared for her dad, and the beginning time of her mom declining. Shout out to my sister-in-law who did all that at the very end of her life. But my mom always used to say, don't do as I do, but do as I say. So like when she was driving and she would say, don't run a stop sign, but she would run the stop sign. That was always her saying to us, don't do as I do, but do as I say. But here at our foundation is based on doing as we do as caregivers. We're showing, we're telling, we're explaining, we're teaching, all of that, so that future caregivers and current caregivers know that it is not, that it's not a rite of passage, or that they're not alone. And then the future caregivers know that it's not a rite of passage. Awesome, Amanda. I'm glad we're on the same page. That's very cool that your mom always used to say that. And I'm happy that you're back on your self-care band, the wagon. Get back in and keep riding, because it's super important. I'm having some technical difficulties, but anyways, so I appreciate everyone. I just wanted to jump on here real quick and let you know what was going on with us, and how great the last couple of weeks have been for the Do As We Do Foundation. And we're really excited to announce all the winners for the self-care giveaway. We will be doing that on December the 3rd. Chris will actually be with us next week. We're going to be doing something a little bit different and talking about Inside Out, and how that relates maybe to caregiving and or dementia. So definitely stay tuned. Come back next week, same time. There's a link in our bio. This is also a link, if you're, depending on where you're watching it from, below, that you can learn more and connect with us as well. And until next Sunday, remember, sharing is caring, and do as we do. We're here for you. Have a great Saturday. Bye, y'all.